Hello, and yeah, so this is actually take two for the start of this episode. And when I say the start of this episode, I mean I had at least a good 20 minutes recorded that I'm not happy with. So here we are again. Here I am again. And I'm just going to show you some of the stuff that's happened, some of the stuff that's changed. As you can see, I have a new building here. Inside, I have my carrot farm and bee farm. I've got this villager guy in here. He's farming up all the carrots for me. And the bees, I've got four beehives, or what are they called? Bee nests, bee hives, I don't know. Dispensers with bottles behind them. The honey collects in these chests. And yeah, it's pretty automated. There is one flaw in the system currently, and that is if the dispenser uses the last bottle of one of these stacks, it'll put the honey bottle back in here, and then if it fires again, if it fires the honey bottle out, the honey bottle gets collected, but it doesn't harvest the honey in the block, and then this stays on, and I have to manually come through and hit a button. It's on a block down there, so I have to go downstairs to do that. The fix for that is basically just getting these things completely stocked with glass bottles, and obviously I haven't done that yet, so I've just been keeping an eye on it. But yeah, it's up and running. I've got honey blocks coming in, which is nice. Unfortunately though, I found out honey blocks don't work with the flying machine that I like to use, because you can't pass a redstone signal through it. So that's kind of a bust. And because of that, I have made a slime farm. And in a moment, I will show you that. So down here, where I have my zombie spawner, got everything just set up. Funneling into this spot here. I think I've showed you this before, but a while back while I was exploring, I came across a slime, and he had spawned in this area. I cleared out an area here and an area here, and tried to get another one to spawn, and sure enough, I got more spawning in this area here. So I went ahead and just set up this little manual farming area. Basically, it's just 4 spawn platforms. I have it cleared out for more. There is actually water. We're under the ocean here, so I could take that higher up once I'm willing to deal with the water. But basically at this point, I just run down to the end of this hallway, spend a few seconds here, and more often than not, I get a couple slimes to spawn. And with my looting sword, I don't hear any, so it doesn't look like there's any this time. But with my looting sword, I've been able to gather up a decent amount of slime balls to make slime blocks to get some flying machines going. I just want to see if I can get a slime to spawn real quick. Nope. Alright. See you back up at the surface to go over a couple more things that happened in my first recording attempt. Alright, so right over in this area, I've been doing a little bit of terraforming. I have plans to create some sort of realistic reason as to why this water can forever flow into this area and that water can forever flow into this area. Basically, I'm going to pick a spot probably there because it's the deepest spot. I'm going to dig down an area down low, make a little lake, spring, something, and then I'm going to have it bubble up right here and over here in this one as well. just for looks, just trying to make it, you know, the area nice before I build up some stuff around here. But for example, this little pond is staying, this tree is staying, and you can see that piston there. I've been working on getting a hidden system for collecting sugarcane, just a slow farm that runs constantly while I'm here. It won't use what are they called? Observers to automatically detect when to do it. I'll just put a I was messing around with the daylight sensor, but I'm having issues with that, so I'll probably just put a clock in there that just pops those out every once in a while. What I'm really curious about though is, so there's 6 of them here. 6, right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I just got to get that working, and then the real challenge is going to be trying to collect the sugarcane that pops off. I haven't actually tried to see where it lands yet, but I'm assuming some of it's going to go in this water, and I might do something similar over here as well and try to get some flowing water into the middle area so that it kind of like does like a whirlpool. It wouldn't spin obviously, but maybe it'll be able to collect the drops that way. I'll mess around with that some more. And then this area right over here is where I was thinking about putting a bamboo farm. Depending on how much space, I might be able to hide a flying machine in this hill and then have it come out about right here and then go into this one here and then somehow collect the items with hopper minecarts or something. I don't know. I'm still working out the details, but I've realized my priorities aren't really in sugarcane and bamboo at the moment. What I actually want to do is get going on brewing potions so that I can do a few things actually. I've been spending some time in the nether trying to get wither skeleton skulls. Haven't had much luck with that yet. And then basically it would be nice to have the fire resistance. So I just need to get going on that. And then I also caught this guy. And there's an achievement for curing him, so I need the potions to do that as well. I can do this real quick, but I basically I'm saying this as a lead-in to a Datapack thing. Speaking of Datapacks, last episode I did slabs and stairs. I did something wrong. Well, I thought I did. I've been so caught up in my Datapack creation and the recipes that I've been thinking of, which basically a lot of it involves 2x2 crafting. And what I want is I wanted to craft trapdoors with slabs, and I forgot to set that up. But for some reason I thought trapdoors were crafted with 2x2 blocks, and yeah, I thought I had overwritten the recipe. I was building over there and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't make a trapdoor because, you know, when I did this I got slabs and I was like, oh no. But completely forgot that that's the original recipe for a trapdoor. So that's been fixed, and then I've also implemented a couple other changes. This is originally the recipe for sticks. Now it creates doors. It creates 4 doors because I feel like that much wood is enough to create 4 doors. I showed you I can do slabs to get the trapdoors. So if this is now doors, How do you get sticks? Well, simple. Just put a single block in there and you get 8 sticks. It's increased, and in order to try to balance that out, I have essentially nerfed logs to planks. So now you get half the planks. I've always thought it was weird that this much, you know, log material turns into it quadruples in size. It just never really made that much sense to me. So the only concern I have about this is smelting. If you use wood to smelt, now all of a sudden you can get a lot more sticks from a single log. So sticks might be a little bit overpowered fuel, but I don't know if I can change that yet. I haven't looked into it too much. Let's see, were there any other... no, I don't think I've made any other changes for 2x2 crafting. But like I said, I'm wanting to get into potions, and then also I need the bottles for my honey farm. And what I have, or what I have done, I should say, is, man, I've got too much stuff. Let's put that back. Looks like I picked that up. So one of the changes I've made is to glass and glass panes. So kind of working with the materials. Wrong spot. That was the wrong pick, wasn't it? Yep. Alright, let me just show you the recipe. So now the recipe to make glass panes, instead of 6, I believe it was, is now just 1. You put it in the crafting grid, you get 4 panes. I feel like that's a realistic number for the amount of glass it turns into. You would think 8, but if you put a pane here and here, it doubles up, so 4. It's kind of a pros and cons. I didn't want to do too much, but I did want it to be able to make it in the 2x2 grid, and that just made sense to me. Which I forgot to mention, with sticks, this works because the button requires redstone, and it's actually shaped. So that's how I'm able to get away with that there. But the other change that I made was to actually crafting bottles. So originally, I'm just going to put those there temporarily. This much glass was only good for 3 bottles. That's a lot of glass for 3 little small glass bottles. So I felt it was more appropriate to do it with panes. So instead of 1 block giving 1 bottle, because, you know, 3 blocks makes 3, it's 3 panes. Each block is now worth 4 bottles. And I feel like that makes sense. It makes it maybe a little unbalanced, but I've always hated the idea that you have to basically decimate a desert or a beach to get yourself a decent amount of glass bottles, unless you go out and make yourself a full-blown witch farm, which at some point I'll do, but I don't feel like that's a beginner thing, and I feel like you should be able to get at least a decent amount of glass bottles early on. So some of my recipes are messed up because I haven't okay, it doesn't work there. So I'm just going to do this and take these over to the honey farm and save a few for potion brewing, and I will be back with you in a moment. And while I'm over here, I don't think I really explained how this redstone works. Basically, there's a comparator that looks at the hive. It creates a five length signal, hits the repeater, and there's a torch here, and then there's a torch that's turned off up top. Once it hits that 5 signal, the torch will flip on and power the block that powers the dispenser. So that's how that works. And I just got the bottles all filled up, so we should be good for a while, at least a lot longer than it was before now. I still need to go collect some more sand and get that even more stocked up, and then I'll work on that build probably between episodes. But for now, I just got to get going on some potions, and basically I just need to find a little spot to set it up. I might need to move these guys. I might try to find another spot. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. Alright, so I have gone ahead and just put the potion room just back through here. I didn't bother moving them because they're not really in the way. Just a small nether wart farm. I've got 3 brewing stands just for each stage, turning into an awkward potion, setting the main potion, and then any modifications, or like I can do the fermented spiderite to change the effect or lengthen it, or whatever. So just, or if I wanted to do it in batch, I could just use all 3 for whatever. I've got an infinite water source here, which I don't even know if you need the infinite to fill bottles, and then a chest just to hold some extras, and then a chest over here. I went ahead and brewed some awkward potions, so I've already gotten the brewing achievement, but I just threw together some ingredients that I know are used for making potions. I'm probably missing a handful. Honestly, I'm probably going to have to look up how to make some of the newer potions, just because, I don't know. I'm not aware of all the different potion types that have been added, and I'm even probably missing a few of the classics. Like, I'm pretty sure pufferfish makes a potion based on last time I played, but I don't even remember what potion it makes. So I'll have to do some research into that and figure that out. But yeah, for now I've got potions, and then I also went ahead and worked on the sugarcane farm. I'm not going to do the bamboo farm for now, just because I don't really have a need for it. I've got quite a bit of scaffolding, and I'm not doing a lot of smelting at the moment, so I don't need it for that either. And plus, I don't have a good spot picked out. But obviously, this is not hidden. I was kind of, I don't want to say on the fence about making it a hidden design, but the fact that I couldn't automate it efficiently with the observers, like you can't hide the observers, they would need to be out in the open. And just based on that, I went ahead and just created a shell, because that simplified collection. All the sugarcane lands on that block, and down underneath I've got a hopper minecart, runs right under those blocks to pick up the items. And yeah, I'm for some reason I thought the hopper minecart would distribute into items as well as pick up, but I need to put hoppers and then drop these down a block. in order for that to work. But for now, it's at least collecting it here. You see in my inventory, I've already grabbed it. And then just up here, basically, well, so yeah, the observer is in front of this block. And how this works is it actually sends a signal into this block here, which is bud powering the piston, but it won't actually extend unless it gets an update. And even though this redstone isn't directly powering the piston, because it's bud powered and this block powers the redstone, that updates the piston. So only the one piston will actually fire when the one observer receives a signal. But it doesn't matter which one fires. It lights up this line that gets picked up by the repeater, sends it over and powers this block here, which is demonstration. Right next to this powered rail, it sends the minecart on its way. It'll pick up any items and come right back and get set up for the next time. So, pretty simple. I was just messing around in a creative world trying to figure out a good small design, and I just kind of stumbled on this, the bud powering and the updating. I could also use like note blocks here, but redstone's cheaper. Wood's expensive now, thanks to the Datapack changes I've made. So yeah, automated sugarcane. It's slow, but it's pretty much always running, so that works for me. And I think I'm gonna call it for this episode. Oh, funny thing about that, it doesn't even use sticky pistons or slime blocks in any way whatsoever. So everything I did with the slime farm was for future investments. I'm sticking to it. I didn't make it because I wanted to make a sugarcane farm. I made it because I'll need it later. Yay. Alright, but anyways, I'm going to call it for today. I'll get around to curing that zombie villager later, but for now I'm going to brew up some potions and get myself ready to... I have enough ender pearls to hopefully get there and light up the portal, so I think next episode is going to be heading to the end. Hopefully I'll be able to beat that dragon and get some shulker boxes, because I am tired of making trips. And I've already got the ender chest to help me out a little bit, but if I could get a lot of my supplies in there, that would help a ton. And plus, once I have shulker boxes, I'll be able to store a lot more of a given item in a chest. So I won't need a huge storage room as long as it's well organized and uses the shulker boxes. So thanks for watching, and until next time, have a great day.